Thank you. Well, this weekend, millions of Americans will celebrate the inclusive work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. King Day. He stayed in St. Augustine in the summer of 1964, and that same summer was a time of monumental turmoil and a change for America's oldest city. Rich Donnelly reports.
60 years ago was the period of time when a lot of St. Augustine was in turmoil.
Goody Seymour's father, Charles, was the rector of Trinity Parish in 1964, a year the Civil Rights Act was passed. Already in its second century as an Episcopal church, Trinity Parish in St. Augustine was on the doorstep of protests and lunch counter sit-ins, like this one at the Woolworth's drugstore next to the church.
During the protest, some of the black protesters wanted to come into the church, and some of the people in the church tried to keep them out and actually locked the doors.
That didn't sit well with Seymour.
And he said, no, that's not going to happen. We're opening the doors. The church is always open to everybody of every faith, denomination, religion, or even color.
It was then that Trinity Parish became the first integrated Episcopal church in the area. This photo of black parishioners walking out of the church after service was circulated in newspapers across the country.
He wasn't an activist. He just did it because that was the right thing to do.
The all-white vestry at the church was not on board with Seymour's view.
The vestry at the church at the time brought a letter asking for his resignation because of his stance.
After 15 years of service to the church, 1964 would be Charles Seymour's last year as rector at Trinity. But decades after forcing his resignation, the community of Trinity Parish realized the monumental actions made by Charles Seymour and dedicated a courtyard and garden in his honor, a garden his son oversees to this day.
My wife and I come in and we help maintain this area. That's been our dedication to Trinity.
60 years after Trinity Parish was the epicenter of an incredibly divisive issue, its message, and the message of the son of the rector who was cast away for welcoming all, is one of inclusion.
He was practicing his Christianity, and I think that's what it means to me more than anything else. The church is here, it always will be here, and all it can do is grow, and it has grown.
Grown, just like the flowers in the Seymour Garden. Reporting in St. Augustine, Rich Donnelly, First Coast News, on your side.